Hello, most beautiful people, and welcome to this channel. Either if you are coming back or if this is your first time, welcome. I hope you enjoy the content. So let's begin. I am sure you all heard about this video. I will link it in the description. It's a Slop News Network video and it talks about the code, the DRM in Software or better, Jason Torhall, also known as PirateSoftware, and he examines very briefly the DRM, and at some point he talks about Olly. And to be fair, being the Blizzard large corporation, I don't think they were using Olly Debugger. I think they were using something more sophisticated at the time. Debugger level, kernel level debugger, better known Ring 0 debugger, that is SoftICE. This Olly, it's a Ring 3 debugger, so it's not as deep or as useful, but to use a better expression, it's not as useful as SoftICE. SoftICE is that kind of the debugger that is using to break the novel, you know? But this node, Olly debug is something very different. And well, the shop news is absolutely right. PirateSoftware doesn't even know how to implement IsDebugger. IsDebuggerPresent. IsDebuggerPresent is an API, a Win32 API. That is primary function, as its name points, is to catch debuggers when they are open in your environment. And that particular API, it was so common that there was a plugin developed for Olly to catch that API. So the cracker doesn't even need to go manually find the API. The plugin find it by itself. I think it was called IsDebugger. I think it was the name of that plugin. But I want to talk about something else. Jason never clarified the kind of work he was doing at that red team. He just described himself as hacker, the umbrella, and leave it at there. What happens next? Mythology. It's what happens next. People make assumptions, and people, when they heard hacker, they don't think about social engineering, right? They think about reverse engineer software code. That's what people think. And I have a guess that Jason knew that. It's so much cool, right? To be a software hacker than a social hacker, right? So much cool. At least it's the perception. And that points me to a very narcissistic personality. He saw the mythology growing and never shut it down. He had plenty opportunities to do so. It reminds me cult leaders. Look, I'm not telling Jason is a cult leader. It's not that. What I am saying is that he reads the same books. It's cult leader 101. Put it something out there, a grain of truth, and then let the mythology develop. Understand? And if it suits you, shut up, don't tell anything. If it contradicts your agenda, then you step in. Be aware these kind of people. I'm a bit mad because I thought of him as being a self-taught man, you know, someone that has not formal education in IT, as I, but with his effort, his study, his will, managed to get into the hacking scene, like me. That's what I did. And at that level, I connected with him, you know? And learning the truth, it hurts, but it's on me, not on him, it's on me, because it was at my fingertips to know the truth. All I had to do is lead a monicum of research, and I would have learned the truth really quickly. Well, it serves me as a caution tale. Guys, that's what all I was want to talk about. Please don't ask me what cracks I did, because it's a very gray area. You know, some of those studios, some of those programmers are still active. They are still selling their software, and I don't want to have any hassle. Despite I'm not in the scene for 15 years. I left it in 2009, I think. Look, it was like that. Back in 2002, I was in my last. Let's go back. Let's go back a bit. I was an heroin addict for a very long time. And circa 2002, I had a relapse, my final one. And I was completely broke. All my money went to you know what. And there was a piece of software that I needed. I needed. It's not that I wanted or that it was to have fun. No, I need it for work, but I couldn't pay it. Yeah. So there at those time there were trials, yes, but sometimes they cut features in the trials, you know, in the trial mode. They cut features, and 15 days we can barely scratch the surface of a software like the one I'm talking about. So what I did, I searched for a crack. I tried to pirate it. What's the phrase now? If buying is not owning, then pirating is not theft, right? Yeah. No, please buy your software, okay? Support the developers. I'm not talking about games. Jeez. All right. So I searched for a crack, but I couldn't find any. And in my naivety, I thought, okay, I cracked it myself. That's what happened. Yeah. It took 5 minutes to realize it wouldn't be easy. But I persevered, man. I faced it as a challenge. and I read a bunch. The first, what are instructions? What is a debugger? What is a assembly language? What are opcodes? Those a PA structure, little things like that. Then I pick up Olly version 1.1 and I learn how to use it. I figure out what is a resistor, what a flag, the pile, hardware breakpoints, all that stuff, man, by myself. And it took me about 2 months to crack that software, but I did it. And that little bug bite me, and I really enjoyed the puzzles, I enjoyed it. It's like a puzzle, man. It's amazing. I even wrote tutorials. I have 2 tutorials at tutsforyou.net about Armadillo. It is a packer. It's a decent packer because look, I don't, if Jason was a decent hacker, it would use at least some things that Olly used. Obfuscate the code. Nanomites. I don't know. Something, but no. And I really liked Armadillo. I specialized Andrea Gideon. He wrote a magnificent treaty in Armadillo naked animal, beautiful. And I picked up from there. That was a good ride, man. That was a good ride. So yeah, I was in this naive way connected to Thor in that little thing, I'm self-made man. He's a safe man. In this case, coder. Not cracker. I'm a self-made cracker / hacker. He's too. So we connected, I think. But knowing what happened, man, it really, it didn't open my eyes because I already know how things work, man. I'm gray, right? I know, I've been around. But this one, because no one in his team or at Blizzard came forward. Well, I get it. The guy is big, and it's not easy to deal with the mob, especially those cult-like mobs. And I think that was the reason former teammates, former Blizzard employees haven't said anything. Yeah, because it's hard, maybe they are friends of the guy. But always always the truth always comes forward. You can't escape it. All right, that's it, guys. Look, thank you for watching. I don't do any videos about reverse engineering. I just post me playing video games, having some fun, mostly in Portuguese. So if you want to join, maybe I start streaming live, have some following. There I can talk about more about the cracking scene more in detail, but not in this video. I'm sorry, it's too much of a sensitive topic. Again, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one.